Hello everybody and welcome to coverage of the F400 Karting Challenge. This is round 9 brought to you by Kabuki Racing and K2 Motorsport, and this is the Grand Prix Models F400 Sprint Class. Massive field here of karters as we get ready for the start of the race. We're having a look now at Sebastian Lanzetti. Just next to him there, Team Earlof Racing. They've been going at it hammer and tongs all the way through practice and qualifying. So it'll be interesting to see how much of a race is going to be for the front two there. Sebastian Lanzetti, an old hand at F400. We wait for the flag to drop. There we see it go off, and Lanzetti basically jumping that entire kart into the air to get himself off the line. It looks as though it's given him the whole shot there. They're heading to the left-hand sweep of the chicane, and it looks as though he may have made that stick into the right-hander. Can't quite see just yet. Yes, it looks as though he has, but it looks like a big loser there was Werner Henop. He doesn't even seem to be in the picture as we have a look now as they go into... There he is there, all the way down the inside. So he's gone from 3rd, 4th place. And he was dropped down to 6th, but a big move down the inside, and he's brought himself back into the fight for the lead here, albeit a little bit off the pace of the front runners. Oh, Silvio Ferreira looking for a way past down into the sweep there. Silvio not as high up as he normally is, but it does look like this field has grown tremendously over the season. So I think just getting used to Vereeniging Kart circuit, it isn't easy. It is a very bumpy, and as I say it, bit of contact there. We have one kart spin and then a whole bunch of sympathy spinners. There's too many names there for me to count, but one of them was Silvio Ferreira, Ben Harrison, Team Earlof Racing, Jean Minard. We've got all sorts of names there. One of them, Nathan Aldhaus, our current F100 Sprint champion. But we're back to the front. It's Sierra Phillips. It's Werner Henop down the inside of him. 705, Philip Minard down the inside there as well. Philip Minard, I think, is a name that I know from main circuit as well. So some really apt hands at karting there involved in this fight for what is 3rd place. So what was only a 3-kart battle has now turned itself into a 5-kart battle as we go back to the fight for the lead. It is Team Earlof and Lanzetti Racing. 17 minutes left to go in this race, and they are still glued to each other's bumpers, but they have driven away here from our 3rd place man, Werner Henop, and I think that is because they have been boxing for that place with Philip Minard. Philip Minard and Werner just seem to have settled down a bit and pulled away from the rest of the group. Zaire Phillips leads that group from GCR, Kyle Father and Sons. Oh, contact between Kyle Father and Sons and Dominic Father and Sons. And it looks as though they have taken themselves out there a bit, but they're back, they're rejoined, albeit a little bit further down the order. Down the inside now goes Team Earlof Racing. Good clean move from him on Sebastian Lanzetti. You don't want to get too boisterous with Sebastian. He can give it back to you as much as he gets it. And I know this from experience. Some good hard racing Sebastian and I have had in the past. And very often it hasn't ended in tears, but I think if you do get a little bit boisterous with him, it will. As we look at the switchback there, he's played that switchback so well, all the way from the start of the left-hander, and he's managed to make it stick now into Tolkien corner. There's a bit of contact as Sebastian looks to make sure he's got all the room he needs to get a good exit. Back to the mid-pack battle. Silva Fiera looking for a way to... Oh, no. Oh, contact, and bang! Even more contact. 3-4 karts out there. It's Vacaludas, Ferreira, Marcel de Beer, and Dominic Father and Sons again in the wars as he takes a quick shortcut there to rejoin the circuit. Hopefully he doesn't gain any positions, but Spiro Vacaludas unfortunately taking a massive knock there, and that has hampered his charge to the field. But we go back into the front here. Werner Henop down the inside of Philip Minard. It was a last-minute lunge, but Mr. Minard saw it coming, gave him the room, and decided with 11 minutes to go, it's better to fight another day. We look at this battle though. Ben Harrison, Daniel Kruger, and Nathan Aldhaus. Daniel Kruger down the inside of his MBR teammate, Ben Harrison. Ben Harrison goes for the cutback. He's going to try and run around the outside, but there isn't enough room there. That's going to allow Nathan Aldhaus back into this fight as well. So the 3 of these lighties are going to be going at it hammer and tongs for, I think, the rest of this race. 8 minutes left to go, and I see this fight continuing for all of those 8 minutes. Through the sweep, they go ahead now into top corner. Good passing opportunity, but Ben wasn't close enough just yet. We have a look back at the rest of the field. We're going to go down the inside. Oh, big lunge, good move. And that is Spiro Vacaludas back in the fight, back in the mix. It's Dominic from Father and Sons as well, also involved in that. And this is the group of karts we saw spin out earlier on. They seem back in the race and back at it. But it is time to look back at the leaders. It's Lanzetti Racing, who's got a little bit of a gap on the final lap. And he will take the heat. One honours here in the F100 Sprint. But this battle between Nathan Aldhaus and Ben Harrison isn't over yet. It looks like Luke Day is part of that as well. Kart number 99. Oh, they thread the needle. They down the inside, around the outside. And Nathan Aldhaus is going to stick it hard and fast on the inside. I think that is of Luke Day. But that does bring us to the end of the race. Werner Henop there giving a quick handshake to Philip Minard Great race the two of them had. But the top 6 is as follows. Lanzetti Racing, TM Elof Racing, Tian Elof in 2nd, Werner Henop in 3rd, Philip Minard in 4th, Bianco Ferri in 5th, GSW in 6th, and that rounds out the top 6 of Heat 1 of the F400 Sprint. Straight away we go into the start of Heat 2 of the F400 Sprints, and it looks like Tian's learnt a little bit from Sebastian with the hopping, and is trying to get a better start than him. He's down the inside over the curb, Sebastian giving him very little room there. And I think Tian needs to show a little bit more of, spend a little bit more time racing with Sebastian before he earns a little bit more respect and that, a little bit more room. But Sebastian, squeezing him over the curb, has gotten himself a 2-3 car grab. But, oh, there is a full send moments going on there. It's Bianco Ferri making a last-ditch effort to make sure he gets himself into that 3rd place early. And he's done so with brilliance. Ben Harrison down the inside through the sweep there into the tight left-hand of the used to be known as comfort zone corner. It is now the E-Ballistic sweep, and as we go through that E-Ballistic sweep, we have a look at Kart 64 there, taking out 3rd place from, I think it is Philip Minard. I could be mistaken, it is difficult to see from that angle. It is Bianco Ferri, but he grabs too much curb and he spins the kart around. So after all that hard work to get himself into 3rd place, he's going to drop well down outside the top 10. And unfortunately for Bianco, a small driver error, and he's thrown himself away from the fight here at the front. But the front boys are already getting away because it's Philip Minard, Werner Henops, and again Zaire Phillips going at it hammer and tongs for that 3rd place. And that's just allowing these front two, Tian Elof and Sebastian Lanzetti, to get away once again. It's only been 2 minutes and already they've romped away from the field. A massive gap has grown. Back to the Nathan Aldos, Daniel Kruger battle, but Kian Spies has joined that now. Down the inside goes Nathan. He gets the move done on, I think that was either Daniel Kruger. No, it wasn't. It was Kian Spies. And he gets that move done and dusted. Kian and them also from the MBR stable. MBR, one of the teams that look after karts in the series, doing a great job there and improving every race. But this is the battle we want to see. Philip Minard, Werner Henop. They are back at it, and it looks as though settling down. They've actually brought, or as I said, that Werner goes for the inside move into the final corner. It looked as they settled down that they might be catching the leaders, but I don't think they'll be settling down for long. This battle will continue for 2nd place between the two of them. Kart 44, that's GSW, making a move on Bianco Ferri. Bianco Ferri moving his way back up to the field after that horrible mistake in lap 1. And he'll be looking to get himself back up into at least 4th, 5th place here. Sorry, not 4th, 5th, as he goes down the inside there into the E-Ballistic complex. As he goes through and past, I think that is Zaire Phillips. This race continues. It's Pizza Racing. It's Ben Harrison and it's Zaire Phillips into rubber-proof corner. And it looks like Ben Harrison has made that stick. Ben Harrison making a good work to move himself up to the field. He had a shocker of Heat 1 when he was involved in that first lap incident, when we saw at least 10 karts spin out into Tolkien corner. But it seems as though he has made a comeback here in this race. Pizza Racing though, looking for a way past. Down the inside he goes, Kart 48. And he has made that stick when he brings the second of the Elof brothers through as well. So the second of the team Elof karts bring themselves up into the top 10. So good showing from them. Tian down the inside. Didn't quite make that move stick, so around the outside we'll go. Back to the front though. Tian Elof has closed that gap on Sebastian Lanzetti with 1 minute left to go. So this is the final 2 laps for the F400 sprints. And Tian all over Sebastian. Tian down the inside. He went in hard, showed the back wheel, and Sebastian had nothing else but to get the spot. Sebastian giving him a little bit of tug on the bumper, giving him a bit of a move on. But Tian moving a couple of times there to block. So very aggressive defensive driving coming from Tian. Oh, he's closed the door hard on Sebastian. Gave Seb no other option but to pull out. I don't know how Sebastian's going to take that sort of defensive driving. He's not one to take things like that lightly. With the driver to move across as drastically as he did old young Tian through the right-hander. Down the back straight they go now. Sebastian Lanzetti just a kart length off Tian. Is he going to be able to do a full send moment here on pretty much what will be the final lap? They're into the back markers though, so this is going to make things interesting. But unfortunately Seb not close enough through rubber-proof corner. Tian going defensive early, but he's making such sharp movements to the steering wheel. It's actually becoming dangerous. But Sebastian Lanzetti got the outside. He's going to try and run around, or he's going to go for the cutback. He's running around the outside. He's grabbed a little bit of curb. He's going to look for the cutback through the sweep. But Tian aware of it. He's moving his head a lot. He's gone to the inside. He's closed off that area. Good defensive driving from Tian. A little less aggressive on the steering wheel. But he's left the door open for the final corner. Oh, but he shoved that door closed so hard on Sebastian. They come across the line now for the second heat, and Sebastian trying to get across the line and get a bit of a movement there. But unfortunately, fortunately for Theuns, this race will go to him. So second heat goes to Team Elof Racing ahead of Lanzetti. Werner Henop takes away third from Philip Minnar. Bianco Ferri, a great comeback drive up into fifth, with Carl from Father and Son Racing in sixth. Great drive, and a good mention, and a mention has to go to Ben Harrison for moving himself up into the top 10 from a disastrous heat 1. On to heat 3 we go. It's reverse direction, and it will be a rolling start. Elof Racing, Theuns will lead them out. We wait for the flag to drop. The flag drops, and we go racing, and already it looks as though Sebastian looking down the inside into the turn 1. He makes the move stick, and he gives Theuns as much room as Theuns gave him in the previous heat. So it looks like the gloves are off, and Theuns with a full send moment down on Sebastian. Oh, this is going to be a race full of moments, I think, for these two, because the gloves are off, the aggression is out, and it looks as though we're going to have a lot of fun watching this one. Ladies and gentlemen, go get the popcorn, because here we see Theuns Elof back around the inside of Sebastian, giving Sebastian no room. So Sebastian returns the favor over the curb, and it looks as though Theuns is now fighting to get his second place back from Werner Henop. These two are going to be going at it and knuckles out for the rest of the race, I'm sure. Werner Henop, though, running a little bit wide out of the what is normally bulletproof, rubber-proof corner. The second of the corners is now second to last as they head through onto the main straight, through the chicane. And it looks as though Sebastian Lanzetti's got a little bit of a gap over Theuns Elof. Whether Theuns can get his head down, not fight with Werner, and close that gap remains to be seen. It is a 20-minute race, so it is quite a bit longer than usual. You see Bianco 3. Oh, way too much curve for Bianco. Is he going to hold on to that kart? He just about does. But that has unsettled GSW. And he will be under big pressure now from Carl and Father and Sons. I say that though, GSW getting a good run down the straight into this flatter right-hander. We don't get to see the rest of that move, because here it is, Sebastian Lanzetti and Team Elof. Down the inside though it goes Theuns Elof. He's made such a full send of that he almost didn't keep it on the circuit. Round the outside goes Sebastian. He's going to close that space off and keep the inside line for Tolkien, which he does to perfection. Like I say, Sebastian, an old hand at F400 karting. Loads and loads of karting experience. Raced X30 in the world in the X30 World Championships for Praga. Raced Formula 3 in the UK. So he has oodles of experience, and it's experience that Theuns is going to have to feed off if he's going to be competitive next year against Sebastian. Down the inside goes Theuns again. Sebastian with the neatest of switchbacks gets to move down, and down the back straight they go. This is going to be our race. 20 seconds left to go. Like I said, the knuckles are out. So whether or not we're going to see that knuckle out sort of racing on this last lap remains to be seen. Theuns again. Same mistake from the same move. He runs it too deep. Sebastian's going to go all the way around the outside, but Theuns going to close it off. He's trying to be wise, but he's going to ruin his exit out of the tight left-hander. Yes, he does, but he does some sort of crazy maneuver, and Sebastian giving him a little bit of a let's calm down here, boy. A touch on the side pod, because Theuns all over the place after that maneuver, and actually almost there we go. There's the retaliation from Sebastian Lanzetti, showing Theuns that is no way to behave when you're racing with older drivers such as Sebastian Lanzetti. So that little move, so here we see Theuns run over the curb and push Sebastian wide, and Sebastian saying, hang on boy, but let's have another of that, I'll show you how to do this properly, and gives him a good move off the circuit. Just a retaliation move, just to let him know that sort of driving is not on when you're racing with the old dogs. As I said, here comes the old dog across the start-finish line to take the checkered flag. Theuns, a great drive in second place, albeit a little bit too aggressive, but I think he's learned his lesson and he'll come back even stronger for the next round. Werner Henop in third place, Bianco Ferri in fourth, Carl from Father and Sons Racing in fifth, with GSW in sixth. That brings to a close our coverage of the Grand Prix Models F400 Sprint. Thank you again to Grand Prix Models, and that is all for now on the F400 Sprint. We'll see you again soon.